Also, I need to be right back to the bathroom. Sorry. You can get started. I'll just.
I literally was like, I'm starting. But yeah, see you in a second then. Hey everyone, welcome to we're playing some Darktide today with Ruben and without Zeb. So completely switched. Agonia's also not here. She's ill. Still ill, more like. So she is not joining us. But again, places in the community are open. We're showing Ruben Darktide, so we need a new character. Time to make one. I still don't have the Arbiter, sadly. So you know what? Fuck it. Psyker.
back.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm just looking through what I'm getting my stuff in.
Do we have like a lobby or?
Wait, did I pick? I picked Psyker. Yeah. I can.
Oh, it's still the tutorial basic training.
Yeah.
Boo. I don't need the fucking monologue. Just give me the enemies and I'll shoot and kill them. Yes, standard boom and shooter, blah, 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 blah. Point me to the enemies.
You should actually listen to the tutorial. There are some very specific details how things work that become pretty relevant later.
What do you mean 5? But yeah. No, that's not it. Okay. What do you mean by fucking charged sword? Spam. Because it just says 5 and 5 key presses, but you do 5 key presses and it doesn't do it. Like, the enemy's dead by then.
What do you mean?
Charged sword, specifically.
Yeah.
As is 5 against, like, left. How do you charge it?
You hold it.
Yeah, but that's just a heavy attack.
Yeah, but you charge it full, then it's a heavy.
But it's not asking me for a heavy attack, it's asking me to perform a special attack.
Oh, then you need to press mouse 4 on the side.
Oh. Well, that doesn't really. Okay, yeah, that key button thing.
I know.
Yeah, because it just says 5 and then shows a picture of a mouse. It doesn't say mouse button 5.
I know that's a bit, it's not the best.
It seems that
What?
no matter how low I set my expectations, it can always get worse. A lifetime spent in the mire.
I've dreamed many dreams before, but never like this. They're normally...
I should have known the enforcers would...
My incomparable
So yeah, time to hit the warp weed. Get high on that demonic power in the name of the Emperor. All right. Yeah, if you're in the community and you have Darktide and you're like, oh yeah, purging heretics in the name of the Emperor sounds amazing, you can join us. That's gonna be fun. More people, more fun. You all know this cutscene already. Oh, bum,
So
bum,
now
bum.
you know what's at stake. The Inquisitor clearly thinks you have what it takes, and as you've come through all that unscathed, Tertium shouldn't hold too many terrors for you. Reports of
How may this humble unit assist you?
Oh yeah, by the way, you were asking before the stream, by the way, why are the doorknobs skulls, right?
Yeah, why are they skulls? Why?
Okay.
Why do they? What's their fascination with the human skull?
Okay. Actually, this is just a very crucial piece of technology in this universe. And like, I mean that crucial, by the way. Point. Do I need Void Blast? Ooh, level 5. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so the thing here is, okay, they had this thing. They had in this universe an AI uprising, which they call abominable intelligence. So AI is just banned. Period. Because, well, AI can be corrupted by chaos, so...
Give this chest.
So they're just like, nah, no more AI, because, you know, if you... So basically, if you go and build a Titan, okay, and put an AI in it, and that AI suddenly is like, I really like corn, you have a problem.
Soldiers of the blessed through service, we atone for our sins.
You get what I mean, right?
I hate corn has become a meaning for something else.
No, Korn is like literally Khorn. It's the god of war. Well, the chaos god.
It still means something else.
I mean, you know what? I wouldn't even blame that band. It's not even the best band, but they're fine.
not banned. I mean like, because it's the fucking TikTokification of everything. So calling stuff corn is the porn.
What?
Yeah.
Did you call yourself Montov?
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, look. No, you're also a Psyker.
Okay, I have no idea what I picked. I just
Well,
wanted to get into the game. I didn't want to like.
well, you know
oh,
what? You
here's
should
all
maybe have
lore, blah, blah,
thought
blah, blah.
about what kind of class you picked a bit.
I don't really care.
I mean, now you're doing the magic belt, so that's gonna be fun.
I got over 75% off. It was like relatively cheap.
I mean, that's not what I mean. It's more like, you know, there are 4 classes and you should maybe think about what role they have, because, like, if you just run now around and you were like, oh, wait, magic sucks.
I only bought the game because you guys were gonna play it. So.
Oh, yeah, and then Zep isn't playing.
And then Seth wasn't playing, and then
Good job, Zep.
and it's just like, oh, now I bought the game. Let's let Warhammer 40k gets money. Good for them, at least.
Fat Shark mainly, but yeah.
Oh my god, he's a Warhammer 40k dev. Not dev. Sponsor. Da da da. You know, actually, okay, so you know how Seth was wanting to play, what was it? Timberborn.
Oh, yeah, Tim.
I have seen Timberborn sponsor some streamers.
I don't know. I just know Timberborn exists. I know it looks funny. I have not tried or played it in any shape. I know it's probably one of those games that probably people would like me to play, but
Okay.
I cannot tell you.
You could build a beaver train.
I know you can build stuff with beavers. It kind of looks cute, but
Beaver train.
yeah. Anyway, time to kill some heretics.
Wow, I look hung. He was like, I couldn't be bothered to take off the thing around my neck.
Oh no, that's a thing you have in the beginning before you get some quote-unquote loyalty
Clothes.
and allow
Yeah.
to not have like a bomb collar around your neck.
Oh, that's a bomb collar.
That's a bomb collar, yeah. Because you're still a
Okay.
prisoner, so they're just like, you know, the whole storyline you're going through is basically ranking up into them being like, listen, you're just an expendable soldier in the warband, not a prisoner now anymore. But yeah, the thing is, by the way, with the doors and all that...
Oh my god. They just did Suicide Squad. They
Yeah.
literally just did copy Suicide Squad.
No, they did it before. That's older. Those were, that shit existed before that.
I'm talking specifically about the 2016 movie. That was fucking terrible.
I had good costumes though.
What was that, sorry?
I had good costumes though. Genuinely.
Oh, good costume. Oh, totally. It's kind of hard to hear you over the sergeant
You should make him a bit...
shouting in my ear.
You should maybe tone down the audio.
I can do that. Trim volume. There we go.
We don't generally go in by the front door. Case in point, you'll need to use the ventilation tunnels to...
There's no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. I see someone else likes Warhammer 40k. But yeah, the reason they have skulls everywhere is quite literally because of the whole AI ban. Because, you know, if you have like a society where a lot of things need to be automated, you kind of need something to do that. But you know, you can't use AI because that could like lead to everything. So they, the thing that the Mechanicus found out was, you know, if you just like take someone that, you know, there are enough people anyway in the Imperium of Mankind, and like, you know, take like lobotomize them, and you know, put their brain in a skull, and and then that lobotomized brain can just like do all the functions an AI can do without being an AI.
That's kind of how AI kind of works a little bit. But instead of like lobotomizing a brain, it's kind of more you're taking all the human data and stuff like that and then training off of that.
I mean, fucking Sam Altman quite literally recently just said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna sell back intelligence back to people," and it's like, I hope you
have you
get
heard anything about AI basically just being Africans indeed?
Yeah, I know. Oh, I wanted to bring that up yesterday. It is so funny how like, oh yeah, we're working on like.
Or actually Indians?
No, it was African people in
well, no, both. It's both.
Yeah, in
Genuinely,
India
it's-
and Ethiopia,
Yeah.
but like it was about Ethiopians, and they were like, "Oh, hey, look, I basically have two jobs, and like one is working for an AI company that to tell them to basically look what what the bots did wrong, and then the second job was going to another company and pretending to be an AI chatbot, and they just sit there being like, it's always the fucking mechanical Turk. It's always the fucking mechanical Turk. Like, holy shit, it is insane.
I can barely see born, veteran.
Then again, abominable intelligence.
Wait. So she. Oh my god.
Yeah, like
So she pretends to be an AI rather
Yep.
than
Yep.
being an actual person, being like, yeah, we're a support person.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna pretend to be a support AI
Yep,
rather
because
than
it turns
we're an
out-
actual human being.
Because turns out the AI models suck a little bit, but hiring people to pretend to be AI works better.
AI
and it's
isn't
cheaper.
that expensive.
Yeah, but the
Not for
models are not. The AI, the thing is, the models are not that good for what people want.
Oh, so it's that. So you can say to your shareholders, we use AI to automate our
Yep.
like customer
Yep.
support stuff, even though
It's just
you've
a
not
fucking
changed
human.
anything
Yep.
and you're still using humans.
Yep, exactly that. Also, how are you doing, Cold Weather?
Interrogate, replace and let it do its work. Be warned, they're unreliable and prone to needing restarts. If that happens, one of you work on the fix, the rest watch their back. Got it?
It's my weekend time. Yeah, it's weekend time. Sorry for no Victoria 3 today, but as said, Agonia is still recovering from yesterday.
Oh, did she catch a cold or something?
It's probably a stomach bug. It was like really
Aw.
fucking nasty. Like
Ooh,
I've
like diarrhea and
yeah, in all the 13 years we're
Okay.
together, I've never seen her like be that much in pain. It's
Oh.
better today, but still. Heard some spiky humies myself just a minute ago. Ah. Oh yeah, always listen out to our audio cues for the special enemies because they get a lot later on.
okay.
It's like, for example, this like someone turning on a gas stove. That's someone with a flamethrower coming.
Oh, okay. I mean, it kind of is a gas stove in a
No,
roundabout way. Huh. So as you were saying, schools are basically just the computers.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
that's how they do shit. They just get someone and that's also how servitors work. They basically just take some guy, lobotomize them, then go and are like, okay, and now you go.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Ow,
you get
ow.
get some.
Ow.
You know, get some implants. You basically get told do this and that, some simple routines, and that's that.
Wouldn't it make a lot more sense to just use some like I'm not talking about building like massive GPUs, but even like basic ass like transistors. Would that make more sense? Because it's not that hard
again,
to
that's
do
still-
basic
that would-
computer, like even a calculator.
Oh, absolutely
They
basic
just like
stuff
use
is.
brains instead of calculators.
No, the thing is, if you do anything like that, it would still basically be, to a degree, abominable intelligence.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. And so, you need to keep in mind, the Adeptus Mechanicus, yeah, they're taking care of the technology, but in the, oil them and pray to them way.
I don't get
They
that
clone people or
reference.
lobotomize heretics and criminals. Yep. It really just depends what the easiest source is. If you can clone on your in your region, you take clones. If you have heretics, they get lobotomized. If you have just a bunch of criminals, who fucking cares about them?
That's the easy part done.
Yeah.
Next up, Chasm Terminus.
40k has
apparently stopped
computers, very
becoming
good
an
ones, called
anarchist.
cogitators, but the processing power is just not enough, hence overrating human brain. Yep. That's the thing, they also just have to do that because, you know, a lot of technology has simply been lost. Like, that's another big thing to keep in mind.
Much softer feeling. With a bit of luck, you might last long enough to be useful.
My God! Show them all!
Ah, fuck. Ah. But yeah, basically that's why they keep using Hey, one thing you need to keep in mind,
Otherwise,
there's still friendly fire on ranged weapons, not on
Okay. Slightly down.
not on melee ones. Ah well. God, Dave. But yeah, the thing is,
Oh, I decided to be a witch.
I mean,
some reason.
no, you're a psyker. They're just sometimes called witches.
Oh, okay.
That's just a thing.
Oh, okay.
she has an untidy mind, like a box of wrenches upturned and badly repackaged.
Damn. You have a game table? Damn, I'm jealous. I have not played 40k in a while. Like, I do still want to like work on my orcs at some point and maybe repaint the space marines, but like, that's like still old armies. I need to maybe get a few more mods, but like for first need I need to actually space to store and paint them. Oh, just 1 decade? Okay, I mean I started over 2 decades ago, but like, I haven't done it for a while. Yeah, I've been into the nerd shit for like a long time. I still have a goddamn.
Neither grandmama.
Yes, I know. Like, I genuinely, like, I've been called a nerd before that ad exploded. Could be 2 decades. Was it still in the 2000s, like the normal 2000s? Because then it's basically 2 decades at this point. Like, I still have my 4th edition rulebook, so that was a good edition, though. I know some people are like, oh, no, 4th edition was good. I'm sorry, it was.
This med station is of utility.
There's Chasm Station. Get yourselves inside.
Wish I had you in my regiment today. I cannot concur. The strictures of military life. And yet you're here now. Not entirely.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I started early. I do, I still find it so funny because, like, okay, the 4th edition rulebook is such high quality, like, it's quite literally, hardcover, there's, like, text in there, and it's just, I need to look it up again, I need to, find it again, but, like, I love that one, it's great. It was also just kind of funny to,
Oh, it's Flavor guy. Or okay, no, it's dead. I think.
But yeah, I have some old models still around. That's like when I say my my models are old, I mean that. It's like But like similar with TTRPGs like Metal Necrons and Old Metal Nightbringer. Ooh. No!
We have
Fook.
killed the burster. Woo!
Have you
Nice.
many Victorian
Yeah, I have
a few?
old Space Marine group. I do have why do I forget the
It ain't something to get sentimental about.
why do I forget the fucking name of him now? But also Land Raider, because I was like, yes, I want to have a Land Raider. It's like old Land Raider Crusader.
With the Lex.
Why so, sibling?
It doesn't protect our kind, so why defend it?
I do not defend the Lex so much as use it to defend others.
I have never looked at it that way.
You do. And that is
And then, you know, some old killer copters. I think I have an old Warboss somewhere, but yeah. Then again, I think if I get orcs now, they're still the same old. It's like, have orcs been updated ever in the past years? Damn. Yeah, no, I bought it like fresh in the store back in the day. That was one of the big things I did. Was one of my was one of the things I always did, because like basically I have an old Terminator group, and the thing is and the thing is that you can we're able to put Terminators into not rhinos, but ooh, nice. Originalverpackt even, that's very nice. But yeah, they
If you call not wanting to die cowardice, then I suppose so.
Last gasp, but the main event's still to come. I hope you're ready to fight.
but yeah, because like the thing is, back in the day, you still played, you had to play Space Marines like pretty aggressively, especially against Necrons. Like that's one of the reasons I had also bought drop pods and such, because then you could just throw units like right into the Necron line, and that was like the thing you always did against Necrons. Hit them as fast and as strong as you can, and like a Crusader was just like and Necrons back in the day were like one of the most dominating factions. So yeah, one of the things is like was basically, yeah, go in, have some hit like Terminators in the front line, and bam, that worked. That was fun.
I need that!
duty done. Trapper eliminated. How can this place be so full of evil?
Yeah, it was the old times. The old times are fun. Then again, when it also comes to TTRPGs, guess what my first one is? And I still I have the rulebook here. Okay, yeah, it was. Listen to me. I get why I get why they did it that way, though, because basically the Necrons were kind of a one-trick pony. But also a fun thing about that was just generally you had to play very aggressively. Like, that was just a key thing. Again, I don't say this was perfect, but again, if you played against Necrons, this was a whole, oh yeah, you need to know what you pick for your army. I will also not debate the fact that this made it so that how should I put it in the best way? Oh yeah, you have to spend more money on warlords to have something in response to Necrons, which you could see as a, you know, kind of like that, you know, But no, yeah, TTRPG system. What do you think? Which one was my first system with it was intentional power creep, yeah. Like this was one of those. It was like, yeah, again, you had to buy more because like one of the key things that third edition had, one of the things about third edition was that it was a lot simpler, and I know people like that, which is good, okay? But like, the thing about third edition was that when you played armies, you kind of started falling into specific. You started to fall into very specific patterns of how you build your army. And in 4th edition, they intentionally made some factions just a bit of one-trick ponies, or had like specific strong parts. Genuinely just so you had to like, you know, you had to diversify your army. Again, this on one hand meant you had to buy more models because, you know, they wanted to make money. Ching, ching, ching. But on the other hand, it was also just one of those, you had to put a bit more thought into, okay, what do I pick for my army now? So this wasn't like a pure, oh, we're making money off of that.
Putting the traitor lieutenant down in the dust has thrown the occupation of Kazan Station into disarray. Breaks my heart. Vanguard elements of the Mobian 21st.
So that's how
yeah, third edition you could say was a bit stale. That's also why they started introducing like. That's also one of the reasons why they did all of those more specific codexes before, which again, major contention point, because I think base 4 is really good, and 4th edition with all its codexes is actually still really good. You just. Yeah, I can see though why everyone was just a little bit more, whoa, this might get a little bit too much. But considering how everything after 4th edition was basically trying to reiterate on the concept of 4th edition, yeah, they already were like onto something there, you know? Oh, well. Yeah.
What?
Next one, I'm putting in talents, by the way. If you press I and go over to
I
talents,
know you can go to inventory. Oh, talents or utility?
Talents.
Talents. Okay, yeah.
You gotta, you can start building up shit.
They really like the German words.
Only a rogue trader. Actually, no, it was... Okay, genuinely, I will tell you it was not a 40k one. It was not a 40k one. I can tell you that. Yeah, Blaze Force. Oh no, I need to get a Blaze Force sword. Whee! It is das Schwarze Auge, yes. You wanna know which edition?
How may I assist?
Not living down those German applications.
Okay, but... Ooh. I mean, you know what? I'm German. Like, what do you think? Oh yeah, 4 and 4.1. So like the good old days, basically still. And yeah, I have 4.1. Before they remastered it, I actually finally grabbed all the books because someone else who I played with had them before, and so I was like, I just want to have them. And I freaking love it. It is still one of those. They just knew what they were doing, you know. 78 on the damage. Yeah, I think we should grab this one. but then
There was a guy called Takum and I thought talcum powder.
God, that's a bad one. Oh my god! Instant best roll. Holy shit!
Good for you.
I went to Brun's Armory to get a Blaze Fort Sword for Psyker, and second random roll, 80% damage, 80% finesse, 80% first target, 60% mobility, and 80% warp resistance. Yes, let's go.
Let's go. You sure you're not Italian?
I was like 15. Oh, in the late 90s. Yeah, you're definitely a bit older than I am. But yeah, it was definitely one of those. I can just say I really like it. It's how do I put it? It just has some it has some depth that other games just don't have. So yeah, always enjoy that. Let's go into the next mission. But yeah, this is so funny because like I remember someone calling me like a nerd like before, you know, 5th edition and such blew up, because like that was generally like not normal, quote unquote, that people were like, oh yeah, I'm into Warhammer and TTRPGs. The first one I bought myself though, Shadowrun, 4th edition. Good times. Good times. Yeah, I know. A German person playing Das Schwarze Auge and Shadowrun. Oh boy, I am definitely breaking the mold here. Yeah, just like that was like the double
double German.
It was the double German. Like DSRs, like like the thing about DSRs, like that's like the German system, you know. But like Shadowrun always had like the biggest scene of Shadowrun is in Germany, because you need to keep in mind the German publisher Pegasus actually has a license to write official lore content in Germany, and they also partnered with German authors to make to write novels, as Coldweather points out. So yeah, we just have a lot of there's just a lot of Shadowrun content here. Like they still put out even though in 6th edition they have like special books. They were just like, you know, they basically have like smaller info pieces together, like Germany part. It's so fun reading about it. Yeah, it also just Germany is like a much more interesting and fleshed out setting. They really put in the work there. I think the rest of the world still has some good parts, but yeah, the German part is just really well worked. Like, there's a reason when they actually got the okay to make new Shadowrun games for a bit. Like the first one they put in Seattle, but everyone was like, "Oh, the socks. Yep, it's not that. It's basically the zone from Stalker, but like with magic and French, and it's kind of cool." But yeah, it stretches Luxembourg, Saarland, and parts of northern France, because it came from France, because one of the reactors there blew up.
Enforcers don't trouble this place. A rare refuge for many in this blighted city.
Which is extra funny because like I'm from that region, and so making adventures in there was really easy because I just knew how that shit looked like.
Kill that sexist minorist 105! Enemy in sector! Reload pickup!
But yeah, they had a lot of stuff. Figure out where you live and it makes me... Yeah, and that's one of those things where I would say, like, the German part is so well done, because, like, yeah, the main cities, they basically have the 3 main focuses, but, like, much like Germany itself, it's like, much less centralized than the American one. Like, if you, for example, look at the American version, it's like a whole lot of Seattle content and maybe a little bit of sometimes other cities, like there's maybe a bit of Detroit and such, but the American stuff is so much Seattle. So much Seattle.
Yeah, so maybe it's Seattle, or...
Oh no, Seattle is just their, okay, you need to keep in mind, one of the things that happened, because this is just kind of a thing that happens in, like, every cyberpunk, like, I mean, just ask fucking, just ask, you know, Patrick if he might be available, we could grab it. Like, even he in his game was like,
Did he do Seattle?
The USA kind of breaks apart a little bit, and California is usually its own thing, and there's usually one city that is a bit of an exclusion zone, and in Shadowrun it's just Seattle, because basically there is the Californian Republic, which was briefly under Japanese occupation, by the way.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah, the Kingdom of Japan happened again, so they kind of just took over. But also the USA is no more. It's actually the I can register without being yeah, that's true.
No more America. It's only Canada. It's
no,
just
actually,
one big Canada.
They combined into UCAS, like United American and Canadian States. UACS, United American and Canadian States. Because Quebec is independent though, because the Quebecians were just like, fuck them. We're going independent. Funny enough, in the recent storyline in 6, they did try to reconquer Quebec, but were stopped by company forces from Zeta Coop. The one company they so this is actually so funny, because like you can clearly see how a lot of the American writers do not care a lot, but they know one thing: they are never allowed to put Zeta Group in the company ranking below 2. Never. Because like it's the one German company, and everyone is like, they're kind of the strongest if we are honest. But the Americans just don't want to admit it. By the way, Zeta Group is run by a dragon.
Dragon?
Yeah, dragons are real in Shadowrun.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah. And, you know, he kind of is an ass, but he's not, you know, the worst, so... He did help save the world a little bit sometimes. But, yeah, if you slight him, he eats you. That's just the thing about him. Because, duh. He's a dragon, he can just eat you. I mean, there are a bunch of dragons in Shadowrun. One was the US president at some point, and was assassinated.
That wasn't very reassuring.
It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I know a bunch of Shadowrun lore. But yeah, basically, in the US, the main thing is always Seattle. Dunkelzahn, best president ever. Yes! Exactly. Because the thing is that, the thing about them is that he was, by the way, really, like, he was a good president. This is why everyone's like, who killed him? Yes! Yes, exactly. Dunkelzahn was generally just, like, a good guy, and he died, and then everyone just doesn't know why he put certain people or dragons in his testimony. But yeah, the thing is, basically a lot of American stuff is just settled around Seattle because, you know, California's independent, basically everything in the Midwest and such is how's it called, Native American nations. So the Sioux come, like basically when the magic reawakened at Shadowrun, okay? All like a lot of the natives. Okay, it's basically when the magic returned. Magic happened, but also in stages, the meta-humanity returned. So humans started morphing into like elves, dwarves, and later orcs and such again. Orcs, you know, goblins, etc. So the thing is that, again, magic came back and a lot of the Native Americans were like, oh, we can use magic now, and they just steamrolled the US military. So like the UCAS is not only it's not only America and Canada together, it's also crucially the East Coast, the northern East Coast, and the Great Lakes mostly. Like keep that in mind as well, because the southern part, well, so the Confederacy is basically also back. Because they also went, hey, why do we need to listen to those fuckers? They couldn't even defend against the natives. They're not as racist though, but but it's still kind of a hell yeah, we're the true America, Texas, woohoo thing.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff they're doing.
Like the fact that...
Anyway, but that's kind of what the Americans want to do. In the German setting, though, okay, you have like 3 main regions, but like in every edition you will have something about them. Every single edition. So like the main city in Germany is Hamburg. So like you want to do something in Germany, like it's like quite literally in, I think, 5th. In like literally the city they put in most
regulations and duty. It's very grey and very depressing.
Yeah? English all these ones like without duty.
That's really what you think.
so that's like literally the city in the it's literally a city in how's it called, in the source book, etc. But then you know, for example, 6th edition started with it, and it always is also there. Berlin, because Berlin is okay. Berlin is wild. See, the thing about Berlin is they had an anarchist revolution. So they literally kicked the companies out at some point. And then basically kind of became a lot of self-ruled pizzas. Interestingly, in 6th edition again, this is one of those, the German ones just keep it. The companies actually rolled back into Berlin and now are like, yeah, we brought back democracy. But it's pretty clear how the democracy is already corrupt as shit. And the Berlin people are already like not happy with that. But yeah, basically, if you're wondering, wait, isn't Berlin the capital? Not anymore. It's now in Hanover because while Germany is splintered a lot in the Alliance of Germans, or the Allianz Deutscher Länder, or the ADL, there are still a bunch of smaller ones that still like do their own thing. Like, for example, in the Schwarzwald, there is actually a troll kingdom. Was it a republic? It was a kingdom, I think. It's like the trolls just have their region there. There's along the east, along the Baltic Sea, you have elven kingdoms.
Its torment is over.
Also, the North Sea is polluted and toxic, so... And full of pirates! And parts of Hamburg is, like, center Hamburg are flooded, and the one part that's still stuck out, they just were like, let's put a prison in there, in the center of town, on this island. Like, oh ho ho ho! Here we basically have an Alcatraz. fun. Yeah, but like, they're still working together. They still have an elected guy. Like, the irony is, the ADL is to a degree a more democratic. It's still kind of like what the Bund is, but like, but more like the HRE, but you know, more democratic because you actually elect people and shit. So it's actually not as dysfunctional as you think it is. Because, like, for example, while corporations, like big corporations, enjoy extraterritoriality, the only one that really has anything to say is, again, Zeta Corp, because Zeta Corp kind of controls the Rhein-Ruhr-Com megaplex, which is... Yeah, like, the thing is that the ADL, compared to, like, most cyberpunk dystopians, is relatively organized. Let's put it like that. Like, they have their problems, but, like, the participants are genuinely in this idea that they should work together on a certain level. But, yeah, again, they are much more wild. Like, for example, North Rhine-Westphalia, for example, and such. So they kind of went full Catholic. And, like, in the misogynistic knights bullshit stuff, which, you know, most knights weren't, but, like, they're basically, like, right-wing hardliners to a degree. Kind of funny. But yeah, the new capital is Hanover.
What is this?
The Rhein-Ruhr megaplex is... Okay, let's just be clear here. The Ruhrgebiet was always, it's already like a mega city. They just, like, finally went to where, like, yeah, it's a mega city. Who cares? So, whoop-de-doo. But yeah, and that's one of those things, like, you have small kingdoms, you have, some... Magic is heresy, but priests cast Christian monsters because they are touched by the Lord. Yeah, it's kind of funny that this just exists. But yeah, the Saargebiet is just like Saargebiet in Luxembourg is just a literal toxic wasteland because Cattenom exploded, which is, you know, a French nuclear reactor. So thank you, France. And you know, the magic just made it worse, basically.
I mean, it's kind of funny that Germany's so against nuclear that even though, like, they are actually powered by nuclear, but just not in Germany.
No.
Like, they import quite a good bit of power from France.
Nope. That's bullshit. Okay, listen, can I...
Based on what I've seen...
No, that's okay. Here's the thing. People always put those statistics up. Always put those statistics up, and it's true for like 2 to 3 months of the year. But because, like, here's the thing. Most of the time of the year, Germany produces more power than everyone else in Europe. Like, we are literally a net exporter most of the time. Even to France. Because, you need to keep in mind, all the reactors in France are, like, old. They're running at 60% output nowadays. They just, like, they can't get higher anymore. And especially in recent summers, when it was relatively hot, they can't even, they even have problems running them because, you know, the water they expel literally boils fish in the rivers because it's too warm. They can't cool them down adequately. The thing is just, this is also similar, by the way, in during winter months. In winter months, also energy prices in France skyrocket because they use so much electricity baseline that it's just... Yeah, that's the thing. As Cold Weather pointed out, we buy sometimes, but this is like quite literally when it's cheaper. But most of the time we outproduce everyone else in Europe with like electricity. It's just the fact that at some point they, like, during spring months, and this is like a thing that happens always, electricity prices in France fall because, you know, they use less electricity to heat. They use it's actually pretty cheap to produce during that, and you know, the prices drop. It becomes cheaper. The market starts importing. People will say, look, Germany has to import from France, and then after March this doesn't happen anymore, so everyone will just shut up and will not mention anymore that, you know, France starts importing electricity from Germany because, like, you know, stories like France needing to turn back on their biggest coal-fired power plant in the country in the last years. The thing they wanted to get rid of.
Germany.
What?
So is Germany.
No, we didn't. We're turning them off. We the plans of the Greens were so effective. We are exceeding what we're building. We're able to turn off more coal power plants than planned. Quite literally. It's just, again, the problem is if you want to make a case that the whole world has to start building nuclear power plants again, would be a bad statistic to point out. So, you know, it's much easier to say, well, look, during that time the French export electricity to Germany, so clearly they're making it easier. Also, German electricity is so much more expensive that we should return to nuclear and do more coal. But neither is actually... Yeah, the thing is also a big thing. If people are saying, oh, who's pro-nuclear? The fucking AfD. The only party in Germany who... Oh, you know, also the CSU, because King Magus I is a fucking populist idiot, but he will never do it because he's not stupid in that regard. He's just screaming for populist reasons. But, like, yeah, the Nazis are for return to nuclear because, like, on paper, renewables are just outproducing everyone. Here's the thing, though. Then there's the next trick that people play. So here's the thing. Do you know how electricity prices are calculated in Germany?
I'm gonna assume no.
Okay. What would you assume would be a logical model to just calculate energy prices? Yeah,
not the British model.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. Nuclear power costs a lot, and there are so many things people just leave out. Because first of all, nuclear power creates fucking radioactive waste, period. People are like, oh, but we can recycle. Recycling works on paper, it doesn't work practically. Like, yes, Le Havre exists, but like Le Havre is right now overflowing. We would need to build.
I'm gonna disagree a little bit with you there in terms of
Let me.
Coal plants actually emit more radioactive in terms of into the environment than.
We're not talking about coal. Like, here's the thing: when a nuclear power plant is running. No, here's the thing: when a nuclear power plant is running, it's fine. But here's the thing: nuclear power is still not the best environmentally friendly power thing. Everyone who says that is literally...
But the capacity factor is 95 to 99% compared to its capacity factor of 30 to 40. And that's at best for offshore wind, not even onshore wind, which is typically about 20 to 30.
Wind and nuclear are still outmaneuvering them by a lot. Because here's the thing.
I'm talking about capacity factor, not in terms of levelized cost of energy.
Yeah, and here's the thing. First of all, nuclear power plants.
You do know what capacity factor is.
I know, but here's the thing. This is still not the point I was making, because the thing is, you will have nuclear waste. Period. Again, you can recycle it to a degree, but here is another thing that people will just not mention. What happens at the end is you're creating MOX fuel. MOX fuel, crucially, yes, can be reused to create to be basically be burnt again. Nuclear power
typically
produced
breeder
nuclear waste
reactors.
half-life for hundreds of thousands of years. But here's the thing. You know what the key point is, that they always leave out with MOX fuel? You actually need to reintroduce a certain amount of...
Yeah, you need to use virgin material as well.
Yeah, and here's the next thing. Here's the next thing that
but it also depends on the reactor, but that also increases your over efficiency. But it is also it's an economics question for the most part, because typically you need a mixture of both breeder reactors and like your normal standard PWRs or PWRs in terms of fuel.
But again, the thing is just more like
but breeder reactors like
MOX fuel is a thing
it's
they
not actually that
are using
bad,
right now.
and
no, let me finish.
One, the regulations keep things generally pretty safe. Like, in terms of the actual amount of
why
deaths.
is bringing up safety? Safety is not an irrelevant point, because I will not debate on safety. Safety is not a problem. Again, the thing is, you need to still mine uranium. You still need to use uranium. The recycling part is, and I need to be clear here, like, yes, you can and should use MOX fuel if you run nuclear reactors. That is a sensible thing. But crucially, you still need fresh material, and it will still produce waste that you still need to safely store somewhere, which is another like quite literal moral problem, because you're basically everyone who says, oh, we can just put them in like caskets and just leave them out. Listen. Are you insane? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Long-term storage, from what I am aware of, is generally pretty okay.
But there is no long-term storage. The only country that is actively looking for
Finland,
one,
but yeah,
is Finland. Every other country,
no, actively doing is Finland. Actively looking is more wider. I know the UK is.
Everyone is looking for one actively, but like, again, the only one is doing one is Finland. And here's the thing. Everyone who's like, oh, we can just leave the caskets out, then they're safe. Yes, they're safe, but you're still kicking the whole point of storing them safely for millions of years down the road, you fucking moralist asshole. Like, that is the worst kind of argument you can do, because, like, again, we need to store those caskets somewhere where people in potentially a million years will not break them open. That is a thing we need to do.
So on that note, a lot of the recycling
is
actually quite good, and specifically decreases the half-life of the materials.
But
of
again,
the waste that is produced.
The thing is, again, on the economy side, we're producing a lot of waste that we don't have any plans to store. MOX fuel is something that still needs raw, rich material. Everyone who says, oh, but you can just use the plutonium that, 1% of the recycling uses plutonium. You need way more plutonium to make MOX fuel usable again, and specific reactors for that. It
depends on the reactor. You could you could just use a CANDU reactor.
The amount of plutonium you get from recycling, one, what's it called again? Basically, sticks that burn, fuel rod, is not enough to mix into the amount of MOX fuel to make it usable again. It's economically just bad. It's not even renewable at that sense. Yeah, nuclear power plants are insanely costly to build. You cannot, quite literally, you cannot insure them. That's one of the reasons why no one wanted to build them in the first place. Like, countries literally had to be like, oh, if something goes wrong, the whole country, everyone living in it, is liable for it. That's a thing around the world. Every single country had to tell that to their to the investors. We're taking the fall because, again, no one can secure nuclear power plants. And again, I know they're safe. I will totally agree that the whole turning them off before turning off the coal power plants in Germany was stupid, and we should have done it the other way around. Every running nuclear power plant right now is still fine, but the thing is also just renewable energies do not produce as much waste, are way more likely to actually be recyclable completely in the future because they're materials we actually work with and we want to have them. And also their waste is just less. They're just like, it's just quite literally not a problem. They're not even it's not radioactive. This is like even if we say all the silicon cells from solar cells, like the thing is the silicon cells that we harvest back from solar panels is so little. Even if we say we will never be able to recycle silica, okay, it's not a lot of space, and it's not a thing that will pollute the environment or is harmful to people. And like, yeah, it's just, again, and also I need to say the main thing about it. I will just say the main point against nuclear energy is economy, and everyone waves it back with like, but we should look past economic points of, yeah, but the thing is, renewables are safer, more reliable, faster to build, can produce much more, because like, here's the thing, do you know how much one reactor actually fuels? Like how much they can actually output, one plant?
Depends on the size of the plant.
The average plant.
Range of what a gigawatt? Roughly?
1 gigawatt. Germany alone would need to build 58 plants to cover our base needs. It's stupid.
But they don't. But typically, in designing your whole grid, you don't do it purely for the base needs. So, unless are you talking about base load in terms of like your roughly 20% of your total grid capacity?
To a degree, if we're talking about that,
or you're talking about the whole France approach of let's power the whole grid.
The whole grid would be 58. Base load.
The whole grid would be 58.
20
reactors. That's not that unreasonable.
But it's, how much that would be compared to just building more wind turbines? Again,
wind turbines with the associated batteries. I think you need to specify there.
And also the key thing is,
because you do need those batteries, because again,
you don't even need that much batteries. No, we just actually need a better built out energy infrastructure that can distribute loads better. That is the main problem. Like, not batteries.
You're talking about the whole interconnects approach, where you interconnect Germany with Spain and France and Denmark.
No, just interconnected.
So you'd
in
like
Germany
to import
alone.
energy from then when it's a lot windy in Germany, when it's sunny in Spain, Spain.
Yeah, but also, can I just point out, everyone is basically saying, and this is a big thing everyone needs to keep in mind. Even if you just like make full interconnectivity in Germany, from like.
Is Germany not fully interconnected?
They have problems. Bavaria is still bitching about a whole highway, but they will build it at some point. You know what?
They're just a special.
I'm gonna be honest with you here. I fucking love Bavaria. Wonderful region of the world. Great people. I've been there a bunch of times.
Don't like their politics.
Markus Söder can go to hell. He's a stupid piece of shit, even if he sometimes has good ideas. Anyway, that is my take. The CSU should burn in hell. But yeah, the thing is just a better built grid, and also again, I will keep in mind, we don't even need to have massive battery. We can build some big battery farms, yes, but here's an interesting thing. In 2024, and by the way, this was the highest rate. Do you know? Okay, I don't know how it's called in English, but like, this time when there's no wind and no sunlight? So Dunkelflaute.
I know there's a very specific German word for it, but there isn't an equivalent in English.
Dunkelflaute in German.
That's it, yes.
That is the thing everyone says we need nuclear for. So do you know, it happened the most in 2024. Can you guess how many times it happened?
I'm guessing about once or twice.
Twice. In other, and also just for a few hours during the night. And you know what happened? Hydro was enough to cover it. Yeah, so I think everyone always leaves out Hydro because, like, fun fact, Hydro is also an incredibly safe the technology. When people are like, oh, but the average
but you're kind of reliant on your geography to a large degree, and a lot of places in a lot of countries, you're kind of already using the best places.
Yeah, but like, again, we have so much, like, there's a reason most countries always build hydro first. Because holy shit is hydro good. But one of the funniest bits about that is, when people pull up the statistic of hydro being, like, less safe on average, you know why it is higher than, wind, solar and nuclear?
Don't forget that's why we're here.
I don't know.
Because one dam broke in China in the 80s or so.
Well, I mean, that is a risk. Yeah, it's probably a not super high risk.
But the thing is, if we take the absolute valid criticism for Chernobyl, and I will say that it's absolutely valid that Chernobyl mainly happened due to like political pressure and just gross oversight, then this also counts for hydro.
But also, who the fuck puts graphite in of your fucking control rods? It's stupid.
Yeah, Chernobyl was stupid and preventable, no question. But yeah, still, yeah, nothing happened in the end. We didn't freeze their fridges, didn't thaw, lots of fear-mongering, nothing more. It is always fear-mongering, but like, you know, the crucial thing about the recent nuclear revival that I want to point out is two things. First of all, France's nuclear industry is dying because after decades of France just neglecting to build renewables, they're now building renewables, and the renewables are cheaper.
Both.
What?
Like, I would personally argue
here's the thing about France. They literally ignored contracts they formed in the EU with that. But also, you know, the old reactors in France are so shit. Okay, again, they're operating at 60%. They're old and they're broken. France needs billions to fund that. And you know what their plan is to get those billions? See, if you can reclassify nuclear energy as green energy in the EU, suddenly the EU can give you money for that. I'm not fucking kidding you. That is quite literally in documents from the French government. The plan to get the money they couldn't bring up to like subsidize their plans anymore. It's also not only France because let's just be also real. You know who has a vested interest in keeping nuclear energy up on a broad spectrum to like a ludicrous degree, which is what all the advocates always say. Russia. Because the main production, because also people are like, oh, there's so much uranium in the Earth's crust. Yes, there is. But truthfully, not a lot of uranium can be mined directly. Only a few regions on the planet can have uranium mines. We can't just open up effective uranium mines here. But Russia has a lot of uranium mines. And, you know, and also,
well, at least as far as I'm aware, most countries have moved to Canada in terms of their sourcing of uranium,
which they probably also will not be able to provide. But also, there was North Africa before, which was, and I mean, here's the thing: I totally get that they had a revolution and kicked out the basically the old French colonizers, which is completely fair. I will not disagree with
Niger.
that. Yeah, but guess who they realigned with?
Russia, but that...
Yeah, guess why Russia kind of wants to maybe have a somewhat resource monopoly on to keep the West occupied when oil is running out?
I don't think they were specifically looking or considering the current situation slash...
Oh, no, they are. That's already a thing that people know.
Or before... I don't fucking know.
Russian troll farms are spreading that already, but yeah, the thing is just, again, on an economic scale, just literally we need to just build more solar and wind, period, because it's faster. We want to get things electrified. But also on that note, by the way, hey, build trains, not fucking electric cars. Like, electric cars have their place, okay? But if we just replace all of our cars with electric cars, it will not fix the problem. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
So say that having nuclear reactors / a nuclear industry is also very good for building a bomb. Which Germany probably should have at this point, is because it's kind of...
we're kind of doing that together with France now, but we'll see.
No... It's more expertise, more independent front.
You know what? And that note, I would actually say different, because, like, okay, I know this might be a hot take, but I'm a very much pro-European person. I think the more France and Germany integrate each other, the better. We should have less nationalism in these states. Like, here's the thing, there will be some lines, because, like, for example, Russia, as of now, is an imperialistic, fascistic regime that wants to expand its borders by all means necessary. However, that shouldn't mean that we should become more nationalistic as well. In fact, we should do the opposite. We should actually be more and more for a pluralistic society that, you know, removes borders. I think the EU should just do more overall. We should work more together. Anyway, that's my very hot take. Down with borders. Very leftist on here.
Very anarchist.
I mean, yeah, and here's the thing, I know that in that regard we cannot just abolish borders from now to tomorrow, but, like, again, things like we need to become bigger and better with cooperation, peaceful coexistence, totaling will. Yeah, I think the EU is good, but we need more EU to start with. And, like, I will say the EU should not fucking stop at some stupid geographical borders, because we will have, like, for example, I will say North Africa to a degree is already are countries that we should seek actually more cooperation with. They are right around our borders, and we need to have them more integrated. Because the thing is, the more the EU integrates, the more the borders will move outwards. The more closer societies and cultures outside will become more EU aligned. And it's the same shit that happened to the Roman Empire. I mean, yes, the Romans were awful people, but, you know, we can make it maybe in a good way. But yeah, the thing is, a lot of cultures wanted to become part of the Roman Empire because they were living at the border, already imported a lot of shit, and might as well just fully integrate at that point. Where do we need to go next? Fuck, I forgot. I think here. Yeah? Or?
No clue.
That is not what I meant.
Yeah. But yeah, in general, I would say, I should also say, I said, we need to build more trains. We need to just integrate our train networks more. We need to expand what we have, because
wasn't there a big push to standardize on the rail type? So, like, narrow gauge versus gauge.
Oh yeah, I mean,
across the EU, or
honestly, they're all, the gauge type is already standardized. The problem
is it already standardized? I couldn't remember.
The two main problems we have right now is it's standardized. Like, most EU countries can actually drive from and back and forth, like you can. There are plans that Italian Frecciarosas are going to drive up to Munich and later up to Berlin from Rome and Milan in the next years, which is going to be great. And if anyone will finance that, I will make a whole video about driving with Italian trains from Berlin down to Rome, and then talking about how great Rome is, because I like Italy. Italy is a great nation. Shout out to Italy.
maybe not the current government to a degree in certain aspects, but yeah,
You know what? It's
But that's pretty par for the course. I mean,
is
like
one of those rotting in hell, but sometimes she has these very fun overtaking everyone on the left moments, and I kind of find those very, very funny. It's like, oh, it's one of like, for example, the legendary, oh, are you against immigration? And she's like, no, we actually need to just make immigration more sensible and easier to achieve. And everyone's like, what? And she's like, yeah, we need immigration. Your problem is just like illegal immigration. So like, why don't we just make immigration easier and safer for everyone? Like, that was so fucking funny. I think he's right though. Like, I'm sorry. If you look at the fucking data, every nation in Europe that is anti-immigration is stupid. Period.
Hungary?
Oh, no. Here's the thing. Hungary is probably... Orban is probably doing the main thing, I would say, of like...
Oh yeah, isn't he going to lose the election?
Probably not, because he's having a lot of illegal shit going on to just win every election possible always, but... that's not even the point. People hate him. Like...
Oh yeah. I mean, 16 years is kind of...
Listen, there are politicians that literally got elected 16 years by just literally being popular, but it is not that. Like, let me be clear. I don't want to just condemn someone because, oh, they got elected a lot of times, because listen, Angela Merkel and Helmut Kohl were fairly elected. It's just people were stupid. But also, like, Angela Merkel and Helmut Kohl are not, you know, Orban.
It'd be a lot worse.
Yeah, fucking hell, Angela Merkel ruled for 16 years. Can you think about that? It's insane. But yeah, we need to really, oh, I popped the head. Oh my god, what have you all done?
I don't know, what have you all done?
No, you all were in the fire. What is going on here?
Oops.
He just, like, the flamer just ran up to all of you and then just like, yeah. Time to...
Literally my first time in the game!
Yes, Cole ruined the internet for us, which is why I want to say copper business. Yeah, okay. You know what? I hate Cole. That's the thing. Like, they are bad. I will not disagree on that. But like, again, they are still not Orbans. You know what I mean? Orban is like a dictator. Cole is just corrupt. I think that's the big difference, in my opinion, between Cole and Orban. I think we can do agree on that. But yeah, the whole copper business. Oh wait, what's it? Are you feeling all right?
Weirdly so.
Oh, I hope Pagonya's doing a little bit better. Well, I don't know if she can hear me at all, probably.
Maybe she could join the call. So you could. I know.
It's fine if you don't.
Ruben is saying he hopes
sleep.
that you feel better.
I'm also hoping that I feel better.
He already helped. I can make a bit of tea of this round.
Because I just lost, I think, all the water I drank today.
Oh. Oh no.
Did you ever consider that?
Of course, but calm sells better than fury.
But yeah, in general, I will say,
You do what works for you, and I'll do what works for me. Yes? This is their job.
Orban is like the one country in the EU where I'm like, listen, EU.
It was not a country.
Hungary.
It kind of is.
Hungary is the one country in the EU where I'm like, listen, Orban. Like, Orban is pushing it so far that I'm like, I know countries should not get, coop, but the EU should do something at some point.
That was unintentional.
You know what I mean? This is just a very personal thing because I think he should be removed, but
Why would I deny it? In my nature.
who knows? Hopefully he loses the election hard and they actually speedrun returning the democratic system.
It's simply that
Like Poland under piss, well, after piss. He will literally
I mean, it's
piss.
still, yeah, I know, but there's, I think that they're also kind of back, but. Anyway.
But at least German politics is slightly functional. I mean, British politics is a...
Slightly, but also just.
Oh, no.
Okay, listen.
It's all fucking clowns! It's all fucking clowns!
What should we even compare here? Like, okay, yeah, Friedrich Merz sucks.
Your Greens are not like guy in the pie in the sky.
Your Greens are the best choice you have. I'm sorry.
No, then
They're the
not.
best you have. What else is there?
Okay,
Reform?
on trans rights, yeah, totally. Which, fuck yeah, that they've got good policies on trans rights. Everything else is maybe except from the EV joining the EU. Everything else, because no, they are the most NIMBY party in the UK, more than the Conservatives. Like
Again, what
they're
choice
green,
do you have?
but they're not always progressive. I don't know, Lib Dems,
I mean, what?
other parts of Labour that are not as shitty. I don't know.
You know what? You're like
maybe.
they're green, but they're not always progressive. Oh, so you mean like our Greens, who quite literally keep winning in
Well, no.
Just
What I mean is specifically,
quite
quite a few Conservatives vote for Green.
I know, like
It's
this is
because
what
they're
I mean.
heavily localized / heavily just anti doing anything. They don't want anything being built. When at least in the UK we do have a shortage in the number of houses being built. No, it's not just empty ones like in other countries, apparently, according to Nat. We do actually have a straight up shortage of the number of houses.
British politics is not
like-
a show. German politics are boring.
Like we had no
yeah.
house building in the 1960s. Our population is like double then. And
Again,
also they
this
are
is-
just strongly like anti-defense, and their foreign policy is just kind of shit. And just, it's like, oh, going the Irish model of defense, even though Ireland's model kind of relies on the UK in a lot of ways, which is not a good approach, especially
Again,
in current time.
the other choice you have is Labour, who is just like which is run by Keir
I
Starmer.
don't- yeah, so I'm just kind of, it's just depressing. It's just all depressing. All of them are shit, or unrealistic, or just fucking.
What's so funny how you're like, oh, the Greens can be conservatives. Yeah, ours also. It's so funny because like they're a combination.
Yeah, but
of
at least
two
they're a lot
parties.
more pragmatic, the Greens in Germany.
That's
Oh,
actually
sorry,
fair.
I'm done.
They're kind of.
They are pragmatic. Our ones are not pragmatic. They don't see, we've got a shortage of houses. Yes, we should build houses and put solar panels and batteries on them and have heat pumps and like. No, their idea isn't that. Their idea is we just shouldn't build houses because houses pollute and building is pollute. And it's not like, you know, we've got a shortage of houses and it's terrible for like anybody under the age of 50 to buy at all or get onto the housing ladder. It's not like housing is a
Genuinely, how
requirement
is
to
everyone
live.
always dying?
I don't know.
Why is everyone dying in this group?
It's just like you get the fucking. Yeah, it's a fucking circle or it's the whole. I don't want to be horseshoe fairy, but you do kind of get horseshoe fairy to a degree where yourself.
Yeah, but
You
now
go
we have
too
failed
far
the
left, or
Emperor.
you go too far right, you get loonies, but the problem is then you get the centre where nothing changes and they don't do anything new
I mean, Labour
and
changed
don't
to
address
the worse.
problems, so then it's just. it's like a fucking sine wave. It's like actually probably more of a cause. Like you get lunacy, and then it gets better. Then you get lunacy in the center.
But yeah, I mean, we still need to get rid of the CDU here because they're just like fucking corrupt pieces of shit.
At least they're actually building up a military. That's good.
I guess.
Like, oh wait, we should protect our allies and being pro-democracy against fucking Russia.
And they're not even doing that well. Like, okay, here's the thing.
At least they're doing something.
Here's the thing. They're even doing that in the dumb way. Like, okay, under SPD and Greens, we would have probably now seen a better. Okay, this is weird to say for leftists, but here's the thing. Again, we live in the times where imperialism comes back. We need weapons. Period.
Yeah, we need weapons. We need nukes. We need more nukes.
The one. Not nukes generally.
Oh, well, at least in the UK terms, I think we should. But
we
I
need to
more
just
in terms of building a sovereign.
We need to rearm a lot of stuff. Period. The thing is just, and that's a crucial thing here. When you the one country that could supply a lot is Germany.
Oh, Germany, totally.
Yeah.
You got
the thing is just, can we just talk about for 1 second how we are not even remotely, fucking remotely, embracing, like building up enough? We should be scaling up a lot in terms of ammunition production and,
well, it's more distributed across the EU as far as I'm aware. Like, the Cheshire is built a lot of munition plants, and like
nuclear
that's
detent
their
is a waste of
specialty
resources.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, the thing about nuclear detent is like, I know this is getting big right now, but like, one of the big things here is like,
I personally wouldn't say it's a race.
It is kind of because like at some point, no, at some point, the amount of nuclear weapons is irrelevant.
Oh yeah, but that's when you keep your number of nuclear weapons like small. You don't go the full Russia or America and get. As far as I was aware, last time numbers were published, it was about 260 total.
Again, let me just be clear here.
I'd say about 300 roughly.
Is fine. Having a few across Europe is fine.
Yeah.
But again, the main thing we need is like the standard arsenal. And it is kind of insane that there is no push to increase that right now in Germany, because like, oh, we need jobs. Sure. What is the best part to pour them in right now? Oh, infrastructure and the military industry. Do we put any money into that? No. Okay, you know what, CEO? Why do you exist even? Why the fuck do you even exist?
They exist because they get paid from the industry.
But not from the military industry, apparently.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Oh. Yeah.
Should we play some Battlefield, do you think?
You don't want to do co-op stuff now?
I was going to say co-op in Battlefield, specifically.
You know what? If you want to, we can change over and do a bit of PvP. Except if Agonia maybe wants to try, but no, you two.
No,
oh yeah, sure.
Okay. No, she's just sitting up.
Yeah.
Do you want more tea?
Sure.
Okay. Everyone, we will be right back then. This was still pretty fun. Hopefully next time with Zep we can keep getting you up a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm only level 5, which is...
we can go into higher difficulties then.
Yeah.
But yeah, see you all in a bit. Just reload the page.